This is the Zontes 368G. Special thanks to Chongkok Agency for loaning me this bike for a short review and for making it possible for me to bring it up all the way to Malacca for a quick test ride. Just a quick disclaimer before I start, I don't have much experience with this bike. Coming from a perspective of someone fairly new to scooters, I'll be breaking this video into two sections, the good and the bad. I'll treat this more as a first impression or a first time user experience. I won't go so much in details. There are other videos out there if you want to know everything about this bike. So how much does this bike cost? The machine price is 14,500. And here's the great part: crash bar, an LTA approved fog light, front and rear camera, standing foot pack, and a built-in parking brake. It all comes including by default, no additional cost. And for reference, I'm 172 cm tall, and this is how I look on the bike while idling. For a 368cc bike, this thing accelerates like an absolute beast. I'm getting from 0 to 100 km an hour in roughly 9 seconds, and that's fully loaded with 45 litre top bulk and the rev limited. Just look at this. You can go faster with a lighter setup. If you are into quick pickup, overtaking, or riding in a lot of stop-start traffic, you are definitely going to love this bike. Right now, I can't fully push the bike performance just yet because it's still in a running period. And just for your information, for the first 1,000 kilometers, the rev limiter is set at 5,000 RPM. From 1,000 to 3,000 kilometers, it increases to 7,000 RPM. Once you pass the 3,000 kilometer mark, the bike is fully unlocked and has no more restriction. Even with the limiter at 7,000 RPM, I've hit 140 kilometers per hour effortlessly and maxed out at 150 just before the rev cut off. Honestly, that's more than enough for cruising on the North-South Highway, and definitely more than what you need on Singapore's expressway. The bike comes with 17.5 litre fuel tank, which is quite big for a scooter. During my spirited riding test, and I mean riding like a total maniac, I covered about 270 kilometers and used 11.7 litres of fuel. That worked out to around 23 kilometers per litre, and technically I could have pushed another 100 kilometers or so on that tank, making the total around 370 kilometers based on my calculation. Of course, this is just an estimated based on aggressive riding, so your mileage may vary depending on your style. Some users have managed to squeeze out 430 kilometers on a single tank, and I have deep respect for riders who can control the throttle that well, because honestly this bike is just begging you to go. Under-seat storage is honestly a game changer. Coming from a manual bike with no under-seat storage, I gotta say this bike feels like a total game changer. You can easily fit 2 full-face helmets in there. I know this might be old news for seasoned scooter riders, so bear with me while I marvel it a little. I went further and packed a camera bag, a drone, a raincoat, extra clothes, and even a pair of slippers. And for photographers and videographers, this is a huge plus. Just look at this. The handling on this bike is amazing. If I had to describe in one word, it is nimble. You can easily weave through traffic and get out of tricky or dangerous situations. The 368G comes equipped with Jejuan brakes. For those who don't know, it's a subsidiary company of Brembo. These brakes perform exceptionally well. They are sharp, responsive, and offer a great feedback when you are riding aggressively. I was genuinely quite impressed with how confidently the bike comes to a stop. Both front and rear brakes comes with ABS as standard, and you can manually disable it for off-riding, which is nice touch if you are venturing onto gravel or loose terrain. Honestly, you won't feel the need to upgrade the braking system at all. It's solid right off the box. The bike comes with a Bluetooth companion app that includes screen mirroring. Unfortunately, the app feels a bit unpolished right now. Some features are missing or don't work as expected. More on this in the downside section later. Now onto some cool features. It has a keyless setup, convenient for some users. You can unlock the bike using the app. Great if your key battery dies or you misplace your keys. There's also an electric fuel tank cap that locks automatically when the bike is off and unlocks when it's on. You can open the seat without starting the bike as long as the key is within range. When you lock the bike, the handlebar locks by default, but if you prefer, you can just walk away and it'll turn off without locking the bars. It also comes with 5-position adjustable windscreen, perfect for touring. Heater grips are included too, though in Singapore's weather, I'm not sure when you use them. And finally, the seat. It has a built-in backrest, which I absolutely love. And if you regularly carry a pillion, you're going to love this next part. Your partner won't have to swing their legs over or climb awkwardly to get onto the pillion seat. Unlike some scooters where I've seen, pillion either climb over the rider's seats or awkwardly shuffle to the back. Alright, let's talk about a few downsides I've noticed after spending time with the bike. First, heat under the seat. There is a noticeable amount of warmth coming from underneath at around 40 degrees Celsius, I'd say. That's worth noting if you're storing lithium batteries or sensitive gears down there. Though it doesn't make the seat warm, it's just the storage compartment that is warm. That said, if you got wet raincoat, just toss it in there and it'll dry up fast. I also rode in the rain and was pleased to find that no water leaked under the seat compartment. Now this is still a brand new bike, so it's too early to make long-term claims, but so far it's sailed well. Next, the app. This is my #1 complaint. It is buggy, crashes often, and sometimes doesn't even load at all. My honest advice, don't get this bike just for the app. There's a section meant to show real-time stats like your odometer or fuel consumption in the cloud, but it doesn't work. Why? Because the bike doesn't come with the SIM modules it needs. At first, I thought maybe Chongqing agency ordered this unit without it, but when I asked about it, they didn't know that module existed. I reached out to Zontes Thailand, Italy, and the UK. None of their bikes comes with it either. And apparently only Zontes Malaysia includes the SIM module. Why just them? I honestly have no idea. With the stock suspension setup, I found the ride to be quite stiff, even with my weight at around 70 kg. Not sure if it's designed that way intentionally due to its off-roading nature in mind, but it might be too harsh for some riders. The upside is both the front and rear suspension are fully adjustable. You can tweak the preload to better suit your riding style or load to some extent. Next, onto some small complaints. The side stand. There is a lever guide for your foot, but it's hidden just below the foot peg. Because of that, I struggle to find it quickly, especially during urgent stop. You'll probably get used to it over time, but it definitely caught me off guard in the beginning. Also, the windscreen isn't electric. Other Zontes models like the 350E comes with an electric windscreen, but this one doesn't. This might be intentional since the bike is built with light off-roading in mind. Still, not having that feature feels like a bit of missed opportunity. And finally, a slight vibration on idle. It's not terrible, but you feel it on the handlebars when the bike is idling. Once you are moving though, it smooths out to the point where you can barely feel any vibration at all. In fact, it's smoother than most single-cylinder bike I've ridden. So this is just a first impression, my own experience with the 368G. Some people may agree and some may not, and that's totally fine. If you want to try it out yourself, you can head down to CK and test ride this exact unit behind me right now. Overall, this bike has gone way beyond my expectations, especially for a China-made brand and also for its price. Zontes has been around for a few years and it's proven reliable. I personally use the Zontes JK200 as my daily and touring bike. I might be a bit biased towards the Zontes bikes in general. I've taken it through Thailand, done trips to Langkawi and go on trip regularly. I've clocked 60,000 kilometers in 1 year, 9 months with no major issues. It has helped out really well, and that gives me the confidence that the 368G will perform just as well. At this point, the Zontes community to me is like a cult. Most who bought Zontes continues to upgrade to another Zontes. And just to be clear, this review isn't sponsored. Everything I've shared is based on my personal experience. So if you got any questions, drop them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching.